Hello and welcome back to more Cube Draft. We're doing Magic 30 Cube, which I did a quick list and I saw that it has some awesome cards like Stuffy Doll. So I'm pretty stoked about this. I know it's been a while since I've been recording. I've been working on my own game, Algomancy. It's in the description. I'll be posting more about it later, but I just needed to play some Magic a bit. You know, sometimes you just get the vibe, and this cube looked fun, so I'm into it. And Vintage Cube comes up next week as well. I don't know what this is about. Chromatic Lantern is sweet. Stuffy Doll is sweet. What is this? There's a lot of cards I have not read. Put this in your hand, reveal the top 4 cards. You can put a land from them on the battlefield tapped. Ooh, and then you can get a bunch of lands from your discard to your hand. I like that. This card makes humans. When this enters the battlefield, return creatures to their hand. It has an ninjutsu, seems awesome. That's like a really good combat trick. I like Diabolic Servitude. I thought it was bugged on Magic Online. I'm gonna take Stuffy Doll. Elspeth Conquers Death is probably like the optimal pick, but you know me. I'm here for fun, and I'm assuming I haven't read about this cube or whatever, but given that there's Stuffy Doll, I would assume that there are combos with it, because this card's terrible on its own, but if there's cards like Blasphemous Act or things to do a bunch of damage to creatures, then it becomes good. As a 5-mana blocker, it's not great, so I wouldn't like it there. Tomb Stalker. Okay, if there's Golgari Grave Troll, things are happening here. Maybe I should have read about this cube. Maybe they just took like the top deck lists from things and put them together. Arid Mace is interesting. I'm probably gonna want to end up red with Stuffy Doll. I like the idea of Krark Stuffy Doll because you could like double cast the Blasphemous Act and do 26 damage. Let's just take Krark. I'm here for fun. Thermo Alchemist. Ooh, Savine's Reclamation. So that is mana value 3 or less. So you can't get back Stuffy Doll, but you can. I mean, that's pretty insane with Krark. So I like that. Finale of Promise is pretty good. Thermo Alchemist. If I'm going spells with Krark, that's a good place to be. So maybe I take Thermo Alchemist, try and wheel Finale. I'm on board with that. Jaya Fiery Negotiator. Make a monk creature with prowess. Next to the 2 cards in your library, you can play 1 this turn. That's a minus. She's target creature opponent controls. Whenever you attack this turn, she does damage equal to the attacking creatures, and then you get an emblem. That's insane. Okay. Cleansing Wildfire, if there's indestructible lands, is good. Serum Visions does work well with both Krark and the Thermo Alchemist, and we're likely to want to end up in blue. It doesn't really work with Stuffy Doll, and I could take Giant Cut Red because she's pretty cool. She doesn't really protect herself, though. I think she's worse than a Johnny. I'm just going to take Serum Visions. Ooh, Valakut Exploration is good. Moon Circuit Hacker. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a counter. Okay, so I'm seeing that is happening. This is the old Atraxa. There are so many cards I've never seen before. I love it. Smallpox, Moon Circuit Hacker I like. This card's really just good value, right? Whenever you play land, basically draw a card and then it does damage. But I think I'm going to take the Infantry. I appear to be moving into like a spells-based deck. What what are any of these cards? Phyrexian Flesh Gorger, Menace, Lifelink, Ward, pay life equal to its power. So it's really hard to kill, and it gains you life and kills stuff. That's kind of sick. Silent Departure, bounces things for 1 with Flashback. I kind of like that if this is going to be a tempo deck. Cheap spells are really good with Krark, so that's what I want. Is this a Goblin? No, it's a Dwarf. Not the best combo with Goblin Grenade, because if you sacrifice Krark to Goblin Grenade and then miss the flip, you don't do anything. So I'm just going to take the Silent Departure and try and stay cheap. The thing I'm getting about this cube is it seems like the curve is high. I could be wrong, but wow. Okay, maybe they did just take the top 50 deck list, because we're running Prodigal Sorcerer in the same cube as Elspeth Conquers Death. That's a little bit of a power disparity. This is 6 or more lands. You get 5/5s every turn. Lightning Helix is just good. So if I'm going spells, I could take that. I probably want Deserted Beach first. I'm just going to take the Helix. Okay. Shatter Skull Smashing is good. Faithless Looting, Crackling Drake. Okay, so I think taking Lightning Helix was a mistake. I could take Hallowed Fountain. I think the Smashing is probably just a really good card. Anything that is a land incidentally that also happens to be like an insane limited bomb, probably just what I want to take. These Fixing is good. Drake, Faithless Looting is good. I don't know enough about this cube to know like is there a discard theme? Because looting is a really strong card, so I could see taking that, but I'm going to play it a little bit safe for now. Nobody wanted to go Reanimator. I guess I did see Diabolic Servitude, so I kind of knew that was potentially a thing. This pack's pretty bad for us. I'll take Recoil, because it does kind of fit the theme. I'm regretting the Stuffy Doll pick as well, but how was I supposed to know? Augur of Bolas, Hordeling Outburst. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with these 1/1s, but I also don't have that many spells. Is this a land? Yeah, this is a land, and your Shadow Soul Smashing is a spell off Augur, I think. So hopefully that will get it. I'm just going to take Augur. It's the deck I want to make. Finale of Promise is sweet. We'll do that. We do get Jaya, but I could also just take Cleansing Wildfire to up my Storm count. But she makes Monks with Prowess. I mean, she's a win condition, so I'll take that. Cleansing Wildfire, I haven't seen any indestructible lands that I remember, so I probably don't want those. And Lightning Helix, maybe. I'm putting both of these in the maybe. Like, if I want to splash a third color, those are there. Target creature control fights. Rith the Awakener is huge. Auntie Snitch. Okay, so there is a Goblin deck that seems a little open. That keeps me open to black, because there's a couple other Goblin cards. What do you do? When it or a rogue you control deals combat damage to a player, if she's in your graveyard, you can return it to your hand. Okay, that's kind of cool. So it's like a really good discard outlet, but also hits hard, I guess. Quandrix Command does a lot of stuff. Totally Lost is very expensive, but I don't think I have the mana for Quandrix Command. Ooh, Arclight Phoenix. I mean, that's a reason for Faithless Looting, I suppose. Okay, there's Muxus. Oh man, I should have taken the Goblin. I thought it was just like make 3 1/1s. I didn't realize that there were Goblin synergies happening. So that changes a lot now that Muxus is a thing that exists. Okay, Desertion is just counter magic, and then you steal their thing. So that seems insane in this cube. There's a bunch of like random expensive stuff, and just like eating it seems really nice. Exquisite Firecraft. What is? Oh yeah, I need to learn what battles do. I kind of know. When this enters the battlefield, target creature opponent controls gets -13, -13. And then when Deluge of the Dead enters the battlefield, make 2 zombies. Okay, so it's just kind of like a big removal spell. Gareth makes all the classic cards. So that's cool. Terramorphic Expanse, Firecraft, Hydroblast Sorcerer, Goblin Matron as well. I think I'm just gonna take the Expanse. There's quite a few cards in this pack that I would want. Chandra Hope's Beacon. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. Okay. I'm taking Chandra. That seems sweet. I'm here for the spells. Okay, so now we have Brainstorm plus Terramorphic Expanse. I like that. Solemn Simulacrum also would fit well in our deck, but I'm going to take the Brainstorm just to get our spell count up a little bit. Here we have Kolaghan's Command. Nightpack Ambusher fits in theory. Not super great in our actual deck. I'm going to take the Command. If we do end up going black, you know, this card's just insane. Buying back, I don't know, Stuffy Doll or something could be fun. This cube has Bribery. Ugh, I mean, sacrifice an artifact or creature. Bribery is pretty insane. Also, I can I can copy it off of Chandra. All right, I don't love it, but I'm here for it. You know what I mean? The one thing I'm noticing, oh, I have to take this probably. I'm not seeing a lot of lightning bolts or anything of that nature. Like Pyroblast I'm seeing, Path to Exile I'm seeing, but like Shock, Lightning Bolt, Burn, I'm not seeing a lot of. I'm seeing some expensive red spells. So it's totally possible someone else is in red and drafting like this good, like low to the ground, maybe Goblins type deck. And they're taking all of those, and they're very important for this type of deck because ideally I have enough spells where I can play Chandra, uptick, and then copy like Lightning Bolt to protect her. Does X damage to each of up to 2 targets. Wait, this card's in... Where did this card come from? This card is just so much better than Chandra Nalar, which is a card I loved. Because Chandra Nalar, her uptick was like, do 1 damage, and then her -X would just do X damage to anything. This card just goes way harder than that. Bedlam Reveler is good. Terramander is like an early play. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, make a treasure token. That's something. Courier Briefcase. It is a treasure, so you can sack it for mana or sack it for cards. Yeah, I have all of these spells matter cards, and I would just take every spell I can possibly find here. Probably just gonna take this dude in case there is like a sweet combo with him. That also, it does give me a way to splash these cards, because right now, I'm pretty much at the point where I need to play all the spells I can get. So like I might even just put in Lightning Helix, and then just try and hit it off Chandra or the artist for treasure tokens or mana of any color. Because right now Chandra uptick Lightning Helix works. I just want any spell. I don't want things that care about spells. I mean, I'll probably take the Arclight Phoenix, but I would love... I guess Godpharaoh's Gift is only creature cards from your graveyard. I'll take this. Okay. There are some spells. Exquisite Firecraft gives me a late game win condition. Hydroblast. There are quite a few multicolored cards. It is a cheap spell as well, but this one is playable. The other one's just there because it's a spell, essentially. When you cycle a Decree of Justice, you may pay X to make tokens. I'm going to take this Rugged Prairie. That can help with Lightning Helix, if I do end up going that. Okay. Pay 1 life, kill something you own. Pay 2 life, add mana of any color. Interesting. Alpine Guide gives a mountain. This does like a bunch of crazy stuff. I'll just take Alpine Guide. My deck has like a ramp into 5 mana situation going, so I think at this point I do have Buried Alive Arclight Phoenix. Would be good if Arclight Phoenix gave you 3 copies, because that would actually be kind of sick, right? Buried Alive plus like Brainstorm just becomes this insane value. Do you need 3 spells? 3. So I'd have to go like Buried Alive, Brainstorm, Serum Visions or something. But then I just generate like 9 power into play, which seems awesome. Ooh, Remove Soul is definitely seems good in this cube. Sulfur Falls I like a lot, but yeah, none of the spells have been wheeling or doing anything, so I'm taking spells here. Banefire is pretty good with quite a few things, with Krark. It's insane with Chandra, so I like that. Channeler's good. What does this do? Return red sorcery and a blue instant. I like that as well, but I'm gonna take Banefire. This helps my curve issues, right? And I don't think we're Stuffy Dolling. I haven't seen like anything that I've noticed that combos with the Stuffy Doll. Mostly I got kind of baited because Live the Dream Cube is what I was thinking of. But this cube seems awesome. I mean, the power level is kind of all over the place, but that's interesting. I'm not mad about it. Curiosity, Secluded Courtyard, choose a creature type, so I'm not doing that. I could play Temporal Mastery. Countryside Crusher just stops you from drawing lands, right? It's a land card, put it in your graveyard and repeat this process. Yep, I could take Dragon Skull Summit. That can help us with the black cards. I think I'm just going to do that. Temporal Mastery is fine, but I have 22 ish playables, which is decent. Who knew it would be so hard to get spells, though? I should have taken them so highly. Cling to Dust, I guess, is just a spell. And I have, like, two black sources for it. Delve Flying, when it attacks, you may return a spell exiled with it to its owner's hand. I mean, this card's pretty sweet. And I have some number of things to go with it now. Right, because Cling to Dust is kind of off color as well. I guess I'll take this. Dragon Fodder, Goblin Banneret. This could be a Martial Coup deck, actually. I have Battlefield Forge, Rugged Prairie, I have Stormkin Arcanist, Chandra. So that actually gives me an interesting late game option. Where I'm not just like I'm a control deck now, because my deck is missing removal. So being able to like accelerate into this seems good. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this becomes a 3/3 and you can scry is okay. It's so weird seeing cards like Riddle Form, Icarid in the same packs as like Krenko or like Watcher for Tomorrow, these like insane cards. I'm gonna take Watcher just because it trades for a card and my deck could use some filtering. Dose into Perfection. This is like, yeah, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, make a blue wizard. Then this transforms into like this huge thing. Borborygmos and Fibblethip. Wait, this is a real card. When this enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card. Then you may discard any number of land cards. There's so much going on there. I love the little Fibblethip on the top though. This deck is just taking Charter Course from this spot. Oh, compulsive research. That is like the card I needed. Oh my gosh. Goblin Electromancer would have been sweet. Terror would have been sweet, but... Oh, and this comes around. Okay, alright. This deck is coming along nicely. I could play Nuclevi if I want to go like full control. I really don't know the meta, but this card seems like an awesome top deck card in the current deck. I guess it only gets back 3, right? 4. Oh, Nuclevi getting back Desertion seems gross as well. Okay, so I have more than enough playables. Krark seems a little bit suspicious in this deck, given how many expensive cards I have. So unfortunately, Krark doesn't make it. Clifftop Retreat just helps with Martial Coup, so I'll take that. Lesser Masticore, I don't know, I'll take this in case there's a green card I want to play or something. So there's 8 lands. That puts me at 26. So I need to make some cuts still. Dragon Fodder, I'm not playing, but if I'm playing against like a super aggressive deck, I could see a world where that exists. Maybe I don't love Alpine Guide right now. Oh, that's actually pretty good here. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, make wizards. This thing's huge. It's a win condition. I'm interested. So that's a land. Martial Coup, I'll put... Martial Coup is more like a 7-drop, right? But Banefire is kind of like here. And this is kind of here. Okay. I need to make like 3 cuts. Recoil is fine. Not playing Stuffy Doll, Shatter Skull Smashing. Oh, it messed up all my mana. Okay, my white mana is pretty good, so I'm definitely Lightning Helixing. I'm not gonna have much black mana, but I could just play these as late game cards. I think I'm gonna cut that because I have enough top end. I kind of like Nuclevi more because I have all these expensive spells that are insane in the deck. Stormkiln Artist, maybe I don't need. And then I have Brainstorm Serum Vision, so I could run 20 or 16 lands. But my deck really needs to get up to 5. So I think this is a 17 land deck for sure. And what do we get rid of? Electrostatic Infantry for sure is bad. Thermal Alchemist is kind of 1 damage to each opponent. I mean, that's fine. It's not like the best thing I've ever seen. It does block though. I kind of like this more than Thermal Alchemist actually. Because this blocks a lot better than this does. So this can like protect Jaya. I have a turn, yeah, like you play this turn 2, then you do a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, sure. Oh wait, I need to add the mana. Yeah, okay. Sort by mana value. Add lands. So I need a lot of blue. I need 1 black source. I don't actually think I would need a white source here. I know that makes Terramorphic Expanse worse, but there's only 2 white cards, and I'm going to be playing them off of Chandra. Well, how much white do I have right now then? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I need a plains. 4, 3, 1. It's a messed up mana base. Wait, 16. Oh yeah, 17 lands with Shatter Skull. So blue mana early, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blue. And I have a lot of 1 blues. Red, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I actually don't need that much red. So I'm gonna add another island here. In fact, I think I'm going to cut another red and add another island, because a lot of my non-basics add red. So now I have like 9 blue, 9 red, 1, 2, 3 black for 2 black cards seems fine, and then white I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. All those are +1 because Chandra too. Alright, I will see you all round 1. Alright, we're playing against Martinez DP. This hand has everything. It's got, well, it's missing a black mana, but I think that's okay. We're on the draw. We have Watch for Tomorrow early. We have mana for stuff. Opponent has Renegade Map, which I'm a little bit jealous of. They have Chandra. So I know I'm playing Watcher, so I'm bleeding on Island. Then probably Mountain. Okay, they didn't even... Oh, it enters tapped. Okay. Okay, remove Soul. How important is that to me? Countering 3-drop seems less important than countering bigger stuff. So I'm going to play Watcher. Because I can always trade off the Watcher and then get like mana for recoil. Recoil their thing, then counter it. Or ideally recoil their thing, then desertion, and that'd be even better. Firecraft Island totally lost. This is the only removal spell, so I'll take that. A lot of islands on the bottom though. It's possible I wanted Island for Desertion, but like I'll draw it eventually, and I don't need this immediately. Eternal Witness, getting back Renegade map. You got it. Okay. I have a little bit of regrets now. I'm not gonna attack. I think the late game favors me with stuff like Chandra in my deck. And I'll just hold back Watcher to block. More map. Rampant growth. Alright. This counter magic is gonna be good if they don't have like a planeswalker. Also, this art. I love the art on all of these cards. Remove Soul. Crazy good. Desertion. I don't even know what's happening, but it's awesome. Bribery. I've seen this card a lot, so I'm trying to get over the pain I feel with it. Ooh. Silent Departure, my own Watcher is tempting. But I can't replay it. Man, I really need double blue. I think I need more islands in this deck. I also put 2 on the bottom, which I kind of regret now. Because if there's an island under this, I could go Silent Departure, bounce this, and then replay it after I like get the island, or bounce this, hold the island, replay it, things like that. But I think we're gonna experience the just assuming I can hit a blue source in time, just how ridiculous either of these cards are. Because they just say win the game when you're playing against an opponent who's trying to ramp into like a big creature or whatever. My opponent does nothing with their mana. And I draw Brainstorm. I don't know about any flash creatures. I'm just gonna play Brainstorm here. I would like to hit some mana. Okay, there we go. What do I not want? I'm definitely playing Sulphur Falls this turn, and I kind of want to just draw running lands, so let's go... Yeah, I think I just want running lands at this point, so I'm just gonna put back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So next turn I'll have 6 for Chandra. If I want to go Chandra like Silent Departure, I can. And then I'll have Terramorphic Expanse. So let's put this on top. Put this on top. Player Sulphur Falls. Pass turn. And they didn't use my like lack of blue mana as an opportunity to do anything too crazy, so maybe they just have nothing in hand. Still no attacks. Because I think if I attack, they're going to start attacking with Eternal Witness, and just trading off damage does not benefit me, I don't think. Especially given that I'm the one mana screwed and they're mana flooded. Okay, and everyone's just playing all the colors in this cube. Duskwatch Recruiter. Yeah, I'll counter you. They didn't really have anything last turn, and this card can just... If I don't counter this, they could just keep drawing cards off of this, and that's a big problem. Now I draw Island. So I could play Chandra, but I'm just going to hold up Desertion. I could also play Bribery. But I think playing Desertion into Bribery is just like an absolutely backbreaking play here. And nothing. Terramorphic Expanse. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, there's really no point in doing anything at this part. I'm just going to wait. The moment I can go Chandra into Recoil is going to be... Or Chandra into Bribery. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can go up to 3. So I can Chandra into Recoil. Which will be really good if they like tap out low for stuff. Nimble Obstructionist. Huh. Okay. That's kind of gross, I suppose. No black mana for me. Jaya Fiery Negotiator. Well. Such is life. I can't recoil. Alright. I mean, I have Desertion. This is a weird game. They know I'm holding up counter magic. And the Nimble Obstructionist actually hurt quite a bit. Are they just gonna like hard cast an Emrakul? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana? Okay. I can attack and play Chart a Course here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I draw a land off Chart a Course, then I can obviously do something. Go Island, Plains, because I'm not likely to play Martial Coup. They have counter magic, potentially. Mystic Snake. Yeah. Okay. I may have made a misstep here. Play Jaya. Make a monk with prowess. And I've tapped out. It was I who lost. Here comes the giant Eldrazi or whatever. Fortunately, I do have like Chandra plus like Silent Departure if I need to. Or they just had nothing in hand and they were holding up counter magic too. Chandra says play, right? Not cast. Okay, so I can get lands off Jaya. This is a lot of mana though. I don't like it. It's so much mana. Oh no. Okay, 4 damage divided as I choose. So they're just gonna kill Giant, tap my lands, and they draw 2 cards and make some stuff. That could be worse. That could be a lot worse. Because they don't stay tapped, right? So they could have done this on my upkeep. By desertion, it could be a lot worse. Here's Banefire. So Chandra's at 5. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play Chandra here. And then double Silent Departure. Blue, red. Bounce this. Do I want to bounce the Watcher? Is that greedy? Because they're only doing 4 damage. Let's bounce the Watcher. Okay. I have a big hand of cards now. Chandra's going to take 4, go down to 3, but then I can just do like an insane amount of stuff. And her triggers, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets. Cavalier of Thorns. This spell only triggers once each turn, so I can do it on their turn as well. That's kind of insane. 5 cards enter the revealed cards. Boon Satyr, Kazandu Mammoth, Nissa Ascended Animist. Okay, so there's like huge ramp stuff. I mean, this would be a really good turn to have Desertion, but here we are. Hornet Queen. All right, Martial Coup. Come on, Martial Coup. Electrostatic Infantry. I mean, I could just take 2 creatures out of their deck with Bribery and see what happens there. Seems pretty good. Oh, wait, I can play Recoil with Chandra as well. That's right, I forgot I could do that. Let's take 2 creatures out of their deck. Okay, well, it's good to know about Draining Whelk. They just can't see. Okay. Maybe I was supposed to do... No, I couldn't have done that last turn. So they're like mono green stuff. They don't seem to have that much removal. So I almost want to put in the Stormkiln Artist because like they don't have removal. So that's something. Docent of whatever this thing is also seems pretty solid. They have at least 2 counterspells that I saw. Totally Lost seems so expensive, but it's okay. It's pretty bad against their deck, actually. Oh, they have Planeswalkers. I think I don't want the Forager, because a lot of my deck is about recurring cards in the discard, so that actually is a pretty big cost. I'll bring in the Stormkiln Artist. I almost want to bring in Alpine Guide on the draw. Just to, like... I mean, this deck is basically, can you cast Bribery Desertion? Like, that is the test that we're all looking at. Electrostatic Infantry can get big. Nah, let's just keep the Kiln Artist. And the nice thing is I didn't even have to show them Desertion. They know about Bribery, so they're like, super... But actually, the thing is, like, I Bribery them, right? But their board was still really good. I got a Meteor Golem and a Proliferate thing. This hand seems good. Obviously, never has all the mana that I need. But that's okay, that's okay. There's the Martial Coup. A lot of tapped lands. This tells me the opponent probably doesn't have a lot of mana. There's Desertion, so I think I'm probably going to go for like Watcher tomorrow, Silent Departure. I'm just going to take this Terramorphic Expanse. So there's a bunch of spells on the bottom, but I get to shuffle. Land of War Elves is fine. Dragon Skull Summit. Oh, I don't have the mana for that. That's cool. I'm going to play Mountain. Attack my opponent here because they're like not likely to attack with the elves. Do I Silent Departure the Llanowar Elves to keep it away so I can kill it? Because they're gonna have 5 mana next turn. I think I do because I'm not doing anything else with my mana here. I don't know why I should have played the Mountain. There's nothing that enters untapped from plane, so that was just a misstep because I would have been able to do all of this stuff. So they don't recast that, so they're holding up counter magic here. For sure. The Mystic Snake, right? Blue, blue, green. Yeah, so they can Mystic Snake me, so there's no point in running Jaya into that. They take damage. And like, they need to move first, so if they play Elves plus Mystic Snake, that's fine. Don't mind that. They could also be bluffing, but that's like a pretty hard tell if they didn't play the Elves last turn. Sulfur Falls is pretty good. attack. I mean, the thing is, like, I'm damaging them, so they have to move first, and I have desertion. This card's insane, by the way. Like, I don't think it's great for cube, but I like it. Renegade map, sure. I technically could desertion that if I really wanted to. So they're trying to build up to like Mystic Snake plus something else. They should be attacking with the elves, I would think. The funny thing is they never really even saw counter magic from me, I don't think. There's a swamp. Attack with Watcher. I could even like set up a silent departure to get more value off my Watcher. So I highly regret getting Terramorphic Expanse now because there's just good cards on the bottom of my deck. But at the same time, like this is a very weird game and my opponent's not doing anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they have like double Mystic Snake stuff up. I don't even know anymore. Banefire. Okay, I mean Banefire is just my win condition. This Kolaghan's Command Banefire, they can't counter Banefire. Shark Typhoon for 1,000,000? Egma Opus. So doing 1 damage, tapping 2 things. So I can still play a Jaya after this. I can also still play a Desertion after this. I'd have to play the Swamp. But if I hit them down to 10, how much mana am I hitting them with Banefire? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they're just kind of dead if I counter this. I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't have any. I want to make them afraid of something. Okay, so that makes sense why they did the thing. So I get to play Swamp. I have no effects, but they're at 10, and I'm just going to go Kolaghan's Command you, Banefire for lethal. I love to see Divination. Wow, this is a cube with Divination in the same stuff as like Martial Coup and other things. That's wild. Attracts. Flying Vigilance, Death Sense, Lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, proliferate. Okay. We don't hate it. The lifelink is a problem. If I could draw a white source, though. Brainstorm. I can also just Silent Departure Atraxa. That seems pretty good. I can do that and Brainstorm. Oh, Recoil's even better. Okay. Let's put back... I don't have the white, so let's put back Martial Coup Island. Play the island. Bounce you. Black, blue, and I don't have any white. They discard Meteor Golem. They discard Meteor Golem. Okay, that tells me something. Jaya says, whenever you attack this turn, deals damage equal number of attacking creatures to that creature. So I could play Jaya down to kill Llanowar Elves. And they only have 7 mana, plus I have Jaya in play. That seems like a good value play while they're tapped low. Let's kill that. So they fold at 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can just Jaya to hit the last resource for Banefire for lethal. Or if they play Hornet Queen, they tap Brushland for damage. Aha, they do play Hornet Queen. This is beautiful. I guess I knew I was drawing the land anyway, but you did. Okay, great game. See you all next round. All right, we're playing against Plato 1011. We win the die roll. And, no lands. Well, 1 land. Okay, this can does not have blue. Has a lot of blue cards, but I will keep it. And this feels more like a Desertion and Hope type hand, I think. I could also bottom one of these cards. And then, like, I'll just have these for the late game. Actually, I'm on the play. No, I'd like to hit my land drops. I'm just going to bottom the Forager, because if I draw like a double red card, I'm going to be pretty happy that I kept all this mana. Whereas like, if I just don't draw my second island, I'm just never doing anything. I would not like that. Mausoleum Wanderer. Counter target instant or sorcery spell, unless its controller pays X. Where X is its power. Okay, so now I can Lightning Helix. And they can counter that. I don't think I need to kill that thing right now, but maybe Spirits is an archetype in this. By not playing the Swamp there, I do lock myself out of Recoil, which is a little bit of a thing. The old Lightning Helix Recoil Desertion deck, huh? This is what happens when you take a long break from Magic. Okay, but I get the Lightning Helix when they equip Sword of the Amethyst, so that'll be nice. I draw Augur. All right, blue at any time. I'm running 9 islands or 9 blue sources, so at some point we're likely to hit. My opponent's mana is just as crazy as mine, so let's kill this. And they sacrifice, so I don't gain the life, most likely. But if we can hit a blue source here, like we've basically time locked them with the sword, because this card's insane, right? Whenever it attacks, you get a land. Yeah. Not about that life. I'm not going to pay. And hopefully, okay, they don't have a follow-up creature. Blue? No blue. All right. Opponent's going to be in for a surprise. I guess the question is, when I draw blue, what do I play first? If they have a creature, probably it's going to be recoil whenever they Sword of the Amethyst. If they don't have a creature, then probably Augur so I can start getting things going, but I could see Serum Visions too to like set up my land drops for the next couple turns. Ooh, okay, Phyrexian Metamorph? What is this? Tameo Completed Sage. Tap up to 1 target artifact or creature doesn't untap. Exile non-land permanent card with mana value X. Whoa. From your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it. And then Shibi, create a notebook that makes your spells cost less and tap a draw card. Okay, she's pretty good, but she only has 2 loyalty left. I can't recoil because I don't have blue. Alright, deck. Yeah, alright. I've been spoiled by playing my own card game where you can't get mana screwed or like land screwed or whatever. Feels bad. I did not miss this aspect. But I mean, ooh, okay, their deck's pretty sweet. They're just going in. I love the no fear. They didn't even equip sword, so I guess they're holding up. Well, they could hold up Siren Stormtamer anyway. I'm curious why they didn't equip sword. But we still have Martial Coup, which can get us. Oh, they get to Tameo. Okay, Tameo doesn't hit lands. Okay, that's good. I was gonna say, if they get to Tameo my like lands, that would be so bad. They equip sword post combat. Interesting. Yeah, I guess I'll play the infantry. Alright, deck. I could use a little help. I mean, I'm getting buried pretty quickly. Siren Stormtamer, you know, stops my desertion, my recoil. No, it does not stop desertion, actually. And both of those things have flying, but I can pressure Tameo if they do something. I mean, my opponent's playing just as many colors as I am. But if they don't do anything this turn and I hit a blue source, I could still be in this game. They tapped on this friend. Okay, this looks like a lot more. Oh, wait. Brago's. Exit number, return them to the. Brago's pretty good because they could like double activate Tameo, but honestly, that doesn't do a whole lot. Yes. I would like more red mana, please. I'm probably going to concede if I don't hit a blue next turn. But, I mean, like, ramping into Chandra, upticking, and then, like, double Silent Departure right now is, like, my win condition. Or stabilization condition. Okay, I will concede to that. Because they're going to Brago and then make copies of it, and it's going to be gross. So I want as much removal as I can have, which is what I have. I mean, that's a lot of blue mana. I think I just got pretty unlucky in that regard. Let's go first. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have Serum Visions. No. Okay. Okay. This is the hand. Let's keep this. Put back an island. I don't believe it, but we've done it. Let's go Dragon Skull Summit, then Island. My opponent's gonna think I sideboarded into a blue deck. Okay, let's go Island. And I'm tempted to just recoil their mana, because their deck seems a little slow, but it depends. Like, Sword of the Amethyst makes me want to recoil other things. Scavenging Ooze, I can also just Banefire before it becomes a problem. Yeah, well, let me think. I can recoil the Ooze. I can wait a turn. I think I'd rather just Banefire this. And then I can recoil something more expensive or mana if they have trouble with that. Okay, they don't do anything, so that's really good for recoil. And I have the infantry. I can play it, but then I can't do anything else, so I think I'm gonna wait on it. Like, if my opponent doesn't do anything, then I don't do anything. That's great. Oh, they have Spectral Sailor. Okay. They could just spend mana to draw a card here. So let's fetch. I have double blue, double red, black, so I'm just getting plains. And I can recoil the blue. Enters tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. Okay, so it's always going to enter untapped. Yeah, let's just do that while they're tapped low. Yeah. If that was their best play this turn, they probably don't have much next turn. This stops them from drawing a card next turn as well. And they discard a plane, so they want the mana. Yeah, so they can't draw a card this turn, and then hopefully infantry plus whatever I draw will be enough to actually start doing stuff. I mean, right now, Finale, I can cast a Banefire, which will make infantry bigger, but that's about it. So I take one. Okay, that's perfect. So let's go. I want to hold up black. So I guess I go Battlefield Forge. Can't actually cast anything. So let's do this, and then I can Seer Visions. Play this guy. And that'll be good. Finale of Promise into Serum Visions plus Recoil seems insane. Scry 2. Let's bottom the island, and I'll put Firecraft on top. Just any spell here seems pretty good. Oh, no, Garrick. Why you gotta kill my friend? Yeah. Alright. So Garrick transforms. What do I want to do now? Because I'm drawing Burn. Recoil bouncing Garrick like almost helps them. They don't attack with Spectral Sailor. If X is 10 or more, copy those spells twice. I think I do want to just use all my mana here. So let's get Recoil, Serum Visions, red, red, X is 2, X is 3. Cast Serum Visions, and let's cast Recoil. And Recoil is going to bounce Garrick. Because Garrick comes down with 3, and then I can just Exquisite Firecraft him. So I'm basically time walking them. Okay, Rugged Prey I don't want. Totally Lost is very expensive. I think at this point I'm looking for something a little bit more like permanent and beneficial. Like a Planeswalker or some kind of card advantage engine, compulsive research, something of that nature. They play Garrick. The Spectral Sailor is going to become problematic though. Because like them drawing cards, like I have no card advantage. Okay, that's great. So I can kill you. 1, 2, 3. Do I kill the Spectral Sailor before they can start drawing? Probably. And I'm holding this island in hand for compulsive research for now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I could in theory compulsive. I'm gonna hold it in hand. I always end up regretting it, but I have like 2 looting effects in the deck. I also have Brainstorm. Yeah, it makes sense to hold it here. And then they play the Huntmaster. Yeah. Alright. Well, we have Martial Coup. You would have been good like exactly 1 turn ago, my friend Desertion. But maybe they followed up with something big. I have like 1 turn here, right? This is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have to draw a Martial Coup or have them walk into Desertion. Or not attack. Not attacking also works, I suppose. I will accept this fate. Okay. Forager, what do you do? You could just fight, right? Another target wolf or werewolf fights target creature you don't control. I don't have enough blue to hold up Desertion and do this. I can get back Finale of Promise with the Forager, but my only win condition here really is Martial Coup. I'm going to play an island, I think, because, again, Martial Coup is my win condition, so being able to draw into it makes sense. And this is a lot of damage. Oh, please play a artifact or creature. Ninjutsu. Okay, I can't counter that. Oh, am I dead? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I go to 1, which means Battlefield Forge doesn't work anymore? So this effectively kills me, right? Because I can't play double white now because Battlefield Forge. So even if I draw Martial Coup, I'm dead. That feels bad. Wait, what is happening? Why did they do that? Okay, I'm not, what is happening? Why are they doing this? Okay, they're just showing off, I guess. Oh, no, I see. They're getting just a bunch of wolves. That's funny. Jaya, Fiery Negotiator. Would have been good. I mean, I guess I try. 1, 2. I can't play that. 3, 4. Okay. All right. See you all next round. All right. We are here playing against Gress. We're on the draw. I'm gonna keep this hand. We have compulsive research. And some weird cards. I mean, we have bribery, which is just silly strong. I will say this again. I feel like bribery in cube is just not a good idea unless the cube is like, if you're bribing for like Leviathan or whatever, those like crazy expensive old cards, then maybe I could see it being kind of sweet. But if it's anywhere near the modern era and you can bribery for like a Hornet Queen or whatever, not the biggest fan. I mean, I'm winning with it, so I'm not complaining, but this is more like for player enjoyment or whatever. My opponent's at 3. They mulliganed so far. Ooh, that was an amazing draw. Okay. This draw is shaping up. This dude is like really... Oh, they have a growth spiral. Okay, that's a little scary. Dude is like very aggressive. I want his hammer thing. Battlefield Forge. I mean, double red seems good, double white seems good. I'll play this because islands are more replaceable here. I'm gonna compulsive research myself. Make my god bigger. And I'll discard just an island. I'll attack for 2. So I have enough mana currently to just bribery, which probably is just gonna win the game. If it doesn't, I have bribery into Finale of Promise for bribery. I also have Banefire, which is pretty good. Not really doing anything this turn. I'll still attack for 2. They have the Flash Wolf, so be it. No, acidic slime? That's rude. Alright, alright. Killing my Cascade Bluffs or my black mana, that makes sense too. Alright, we will have to delay a little bit. I think I'm just gonna Banefire the slime. Oh. Let's just play Jaya, I guess. So they killed my land, so let's play Jaya, and then she can help me set up for next turn. Do I trade this for the slime? Sure, because Jaya... I should have attacked first because they definitely trade, but now they don't trade. But Jaya to hit a land here seems pretty good. Can I talk about how much I love this art? This card looks like basically nothing, but it's so beautiful. Oh, they get Spellseeker. Okay. Do they have Ephemerate? Because if they go Recruiter, Spellseeker, Ephemerate, that's awesome. They attack Jaya down to 3. Maybe I should have kept Jaya because her emblem seems so fun. They tear my guy. Okay. So I can no longer like down tick Jaya and do the thing, but I just get to bribery. So let's do that. Alright, bribery. How good are you? Yep. Why does everyone have a track? Oh, Shieldred? Like, this card is so stupid. Why is this in the cube? Oh, they let me see their deck too. So they have a lot of black removal. So I almost want to just get rid of Electrostatic Infantry because they're just going to kill it. They have Platinum Angel, but I have ways to kill that. They have Shieldred. They have Mystic Snake, which is something to know about. Brazen Borrower, Brineborn Cutthroat. Their deck is kind of all over the place. But most notably, they have a lot of removal. So infantry is gone. Forager would just die, so we cut that. And in its place, we bring in... Arclight Phoenix is pretty unlikely to get brought back here. Stuffy Doll is kind of funny against them. I could just run another land, because I have been mana screwed on many occasions. Right? Is there anything I really care about them killing now? No, not really. Thermal Alchemist, Quark is funny. Dragon Fodder. Dragon Fodder is good against some stuff they have. It's also like just a spell. Alright. Making my deck terror proof. This feels like a hold up desertion and win type of matchup. Or just cast bribery. Maybe I legitimately should just put more lands in my deck so that I can just bribery more often, because this is 40 card bribery, as it were. This hand's great. We're gonna lead on Clifftop Retreat probably. Then I go Island. Then Sulphur Falls. Scavenging Ooze, okay. They can eat my dragon fodder, which is actually a little bit annoying. Because I want it for Finale of Promise, but it also lets me block their thing. Let's just do that. Because they're not likely to use their mana. Like, they're probably going to want to use their mana for other stuff this turn. And these goblins are doing the thing. Augur of Bolas. Okay, I mean, that's a good card to have. Let's play it, hopefully hit something. My deck is like 50% spells. Alright, I get Banefire. Unfortunately, I put Chandra on the bottom. As well as my other thing. So I can bounce the Scavenging Ooze, and I kind of like doing that, because I have stuff to do with my mana. They eat the dragon fodder. That's fine. I have a bunch of other sorceries. It's really the instant that I'm concerned about. I get to attack for 2. Start the swinging. Chart a course next turn is going to be good. And the reason I did that is their deck seemed pretty 4-drop heavy. So by bouncing the ooze, it's like they don't really want to play it this turn because they want to do something else. Okay, Recruiter seems fine. Una's Prowler. Okay, this deck must have, this cube must have some kind of reanimate synergies. Totally Lost. That's actually quite good. So let's attack. Because Totally Lost on like a Traxxas or Shieldred is really where I want to be. They can trade for a goblin. They don't. Okay, let's chart a course. And I draw red. I'm just gonna play island here. So I have Jaya. Jaya plus like 3 dudes is pretty good. Because I can like attack and kill stuff. Totally Lost can like deal with the tracks or whatever nonsense they have. Okay, Prowler Scavenging Ooze. I have 3 mana for Shatter Skull Smashing, so I mean I could just kill Ooze and Prowler here if I want to. Mountain, because I have all the mana for most things that I want. Yeah, let's just kill this and this. This is why I took it so highly. This is just a land that, like, also kills 2 of their creatures. Like, it's so strong. Okay, they discard Shieldred, so Shieldred's coming down. Not a huge problem for me. And I don't really mind trading Goblin for Recruiter, because they didn't want to do it last turn. Shieldred costs 7, and they only have 5 mana. I guess they could hardcast her now. A little bit of a bummer. Okay, that's more of a bummer. Trading off that goblin feels pretty bad now. So they get back Shieldred. Yeah. Big bummer. So let's sacrifice the goblin. Watcher for tomorrow. Good one to sack to Shieldred. Them eating that 1 mana bounce spell with the Scavenging Ooze is pretty punishing. So I can go like Watcher plus Firecraft, but they're gonna reanimate some stuff and I don't want that. Let's put this on top of their deck. And just hope they don't have a mana for it. Then we attack Liliana. Liliana, she goes up by 1. So I could, in theory, like Banefire it or something. You know what I could have done? No, because I wanted to attack. I was going to say I could wait until after the draw step. So that way they can't replay Shieldred this turn. Because that would be pretty bad if they do replay Shieldred. But we'll see what happens. I know they have Mystic Snake, which is like, ugh, I don't like that. Firecraft is uncounterable because I have Spell Mastery, so I could Exquisite Firecraft the Liliana, then just play Watcher for tomorrow, but then they're just going to hardcast a Shieldred. Then I sacrifice Watcher for tomorrow. I guess it depends on if I draw a land. Because if I draw a land, I can Banefire the thing down. Okay, I do draw a land, so I get to go Summit. Can't be countered if you have 2 or more instant or sorceries. So this can't be countered, so I just get to kill Liliana. And they probably have Mystic Snake, but I need... They probably have Mystic Snake up. They paused there, they made this whole play around Mystic Snake. So if they counter my Watcher for tomorrow, it's kind of bad. 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I draw 1 more land, then I can Banefire the Shieldred when they replay it. So I do want Watcher for tomorrow in play. Yeah, I mean, they probably have Mystic Snake here, but it's going to be good at any stage of the game, so I might as well. get it out of their hand now. And if they don't have it, that's even better. Recoil's pretty good as well. 1, 2, 3. Recoil's pretty good. Take a recoil. Because now I can just sack this to Shieldred, recoil the Shieldred. If I draw a land, I can go recoil plus Jaya. If they just play like this thing, they make a bunch of spiders. 1, 2 reach spiders, and I lose life equal to spiders. Okay. Also not the end of the world. Okay, so I do draw a land. If X is 10 or more. So I can totally lost and do something. I could just play Jaya and start making 1/1s. Honestly, that seems pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Jaya. I tapped out of my black mana, which was silly. Oh, that was a huge mistake, actually. It's okay. Let's make a prowess thing. Yeah, I regret that, but it's okay. Because now they're just going to play Shieldred. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, they still haven't drawn a land, which means they're just drawing running spells. So if they attack, Watcher blocks the zombie. They're at 11 life. Wait, I'm pretty close to like Banefiring them too. 3, 5. So Jaya can take the damage. I'm pretty close to killing them. Sure, Jaya can take the damage. I could also block with Watcher just to make sure I get the recoil. Let's do that. Okay, the acidic slime, the thing. Yeah, being able to go recoil a thing, Finale of Promise, recoil Firecraft would be pretty nice. Oh my gosh. I have hurt myself in ways I didn't even know were possible. Opponent's playing this very well. Okay, Jaya does the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're just gonna Banefire for totally lost, I think. Make a monk. Yeah, now I just have a game plan here. We're gonna Finale of Promise, totally lost, and Firecraft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That happens, my monks get bigger. They just concede. They were over it. Okay. Well, that was pretty sweet. First round was awful because I just didn't have any spells. Or for this video, I'll probably post it second round, just so you can watch something fun first. I liked the deck. Bribery is insane. What is it? Finale of Promise, also an insane card. I think my opponent conceded a little early. Jaya seemed fine. Chandra seems really fun. This is one of my new favorite planeswalkers. Just a static of copying spells with like mana generation of this card is ridiculously strong. Ridiculously strong. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.